And good morning at 7:04 on this Thursday. It's November 30th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome on a Thursday morning. A little bit warmer than it was this time yesterday, and that doesn't bother me. Not hardly any frost this morning. We want to welcome you to our program and welcome our friends from Bates Ford who are here this morning, Paul and Ronnie. Paul, good morning.
Good morning.
Ronnie Kelly, good morning.
Good morning.
And it's now at 1780 Franklin Road.
It is.
Well, we were off last week because of Thanksgiving, so it's 2 weeks since you've been here, and I think it was that after that Thursday, that weekend when you moved. Isn't that right?
Yeah, we started moving the Friday, I guess, before Thanksgiving. Started getting everything over and finally got everything. It's still, you're still working through the kinks, kind of like having a new house. There's always stuff. We still got to get some signage for our service. It's kind of, there's some stuff that still on back order a little bit. There's a couple of road signs that says parts and service and a few directional stuff, but we're getting there. It's just getting through all the kinks.
Well, you are very visible from the interstate.
It is. It's an amazing location. It's just a matter of, getting settled in. It's kind of like having a new house. You got to get used to everything.
Well, what's it been like for you, Ronnie?
Well, it's amazing how we got started. Like Paul said, we moved on that Friday, and that Monday, it was time for us to move vehicles, and we started, all the sales people started, and it didn't look like we were getting anywhere. And then Paul came back and got us a bus, and there were about 20 other people, and then at the end of the day, we had them all moved.
Well, as you look over there, and I haven't been along Franklin Road since you moved, but looking at the interstate, it seemed like that whole area there is filled with cars.
Yeah, that's one of the things moving over there is, Ford, and we met, and Tony and myself with Ford, and they're going to increase our vehicle selection, so we're going to have a much larger vehicle selection. I tell you, something that's jaw-dropping, and I've had multiple people, Mayor Bell and Sarah Hastings, and people's come over to look at the facility. There's a glass that you oversee. I mean, with this service department that we got is state of the art, and you can sit there where in the customer lounge, and there's a glass where you can see out. And I mean, it looks like a football field. We've got 40 bays, over at the old dealership we had just in the front area, and I made some more in the back cleanup shop, but we had like 18. So we've got a much larger area to serve people. We got 10 quick oil change bays where we got the lube racks right there where you don't have to carry the oil. I mean, it's state of the art and everything. It's amazing.
Are you hiring anybody now? You got enough people to do the service?
We actually kind of loaded up, and I had, over at the old location, I had people stacked on top of each other because we were preparing, so I had a couple of guys sharing bays and doing that. Now they're getting their own individual spots. So, right now we could probably use a person or two, but we are fully staffed, and it's really amazing how much more work we're getting through because of the facility's size and stuff. And, our oil changes, we don't take appointments. We do them on first come, first serve. So if you need an oil change, you can just come on in. We got people that get right on it.
And you still have that $39.95 special?
Still doing the $39.95 special, still doing all of our service. One thing Ford's big on and we've really gotten heavily into is the pickup and delivery. I was talking to Billy. We shot a commercial about the new location, the address and stuff for the radio, and he was asking me about pickup and delivery, about coming over here to the radio station and getting his vehicle. I said, sure, we'll come get it, service it, and bring it right back to you. So we're heavily involved in that as well.
Make him a happy camp.
I got to keep him happy.
Ronnie, how's the sales end of things?
Sales is doing real well. We got a lot of people coming in, and we sell a lot more new vehicles. And that's a great thing, and we was selling a lot of used, but like Paul said, Ford stepped up and gave us a lot of new inventory. So we got a great selection of inventory. So if you got any chance you're going to come to Bates Ford, we still the dealer that will trade for anything that don't eat.
Any particular one you might want to just mention this morning to push one?
Just want to push that F-150.
All right.
That F-150 is a great vehicle. We got great deals on them, and we do have a great selections of them right now. So if you're in the market for a vehicle at Christmas time, come on down to Bates Ford.
Well, Paul, back to you. We talked about the oil change, but you always like to talk about your tires and batteries.
Yeah, that's one thing too. We got it's amazing, really. The state-of-the-art tire machines that we got. There's 4 machines in there. There's road force balancers. All that stuff's brand new. we'll meet or beat anybody's price on tires right now. We can get them mounted and balanced. We've got double the equipment to do that. So we're really prepared to do our tires, our batteries. I had a couple of people come in and get batteries. We'll meet or beat anybody's price on that. Our batteries right now, $169.95. You get a 3-year free replacement, and then it's got a 100-month warranty, as you know.
As I know.
Is your car starting all right?
Mine is still starting.
When it was good and cold yesterday, it started fine.
Started fine. Ronnie, I'd like to let you have the last word. You can today.
Okay, and we're still the dealer that, if you have anything you want to turn into cash, bring it down to Bates Ford, and we'll turn it into cash.
Even though you got a new location, you're still doing that like
Yes.
you've been doing for 10 years or better.
Yes.
All right. Bates Ford, now at 1780 Franklin Road, Lebanon, Tennessee, the dealer to trade for anything you don't eat. Paul, Ronnie, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
See you next time. Okay, we're 10 minutes after the hour, and have a special guest this morning. It's been a long time since I've had this gentleman to sit here and be able to talk to, and we talk about him, and he guest hosts for me sometimes, so you might have an idea who I'm about to introduce, but I want to welcome Dr. Paul Stum from Cumberland University. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. Thanks for having me on your show.
Now, what time is it?
It's 0710 hours.
All right. You always do the military time.
I do. I think it works a lot better. I like that 24-hour time.
Well, it's really nice to have you this morning, and I was thinking of course, we want to talk about Cumberland University. You were the president and been there for a while, but I thought it might be good to start out a few things that you'd like to tell us about your earlier life. You haven't always been in Lebanon, Tennessee, I don't think.
I have not. It's interesting you asked that question. In fact, I want to say one thing as we start, and that is that yesterday morning, I woke up in Gulf Shores, Alabama, and I got up a little earlier than this. I usually get up pretty early, but I couldn't wait to get Coleman Walker, and I dialed in from Gulf Shores, Alabama. I was listening to Bob McDonald on the radio yesterday, and wherever I am in the world, I always try to listen to Coleman Walker, and I love it when you all mention Cumberland University, as you do many, maybe most, not all, but maybe most days, and I love that.
Yeah, and when it, a lot of times it just kind of comes up unexpected, and when it does so many times, well, Dr. Stum's happy today we mentioned Cumberland.
That's exactly right. I love it when you say that. In fact, it was, I think, day before yesterday, maybe, I don't remember what, is today Thursday? Yeah, it was earlier this week. You had Nicole Bell, the First Lady of Lebanon, on, and she was talking about that 400, the 100 Women Strong program. I forget what they call that, 100 Mighty Women or something like that. But she said they meet at where? At Cumberland University, and you threw in.
She did. 100 women who care.
100 women who care. Okay, that's good. Right. I got one woman at home who cares about me most of the time, and she's awesome. So that's the main one I care about.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Nashville, Tennessee, mostly. I'm a native of, I was born in Nashville, Tennessee at the old Baptist Hospital. But then my dad, who was in the Navy, moved us to Charleston, South Carolina. And I lived down there in Charleston. Then I went to Boston, moved to Boston, and lived up there for a couple of years while he did, Dad's a retired doctor in Nashville, but he did a residency up in Boston, and so we lived up there for a while. Then we moved to Atlanta. My younger brother was born in Atlanta, Georgia, and then we moved back to Nashville, and I went through school, my formative years, living in Nashville.
Where did you go to college?
I went to undergrad at Auburn University on the loveliest village on the plains in Auburn, Alabama. In fact, some of my classmates include people like Governor Bill Lee. He and I were classmates at Auburn together. And also Charles Barkley, the round mound of rebound, who I saw on TV yesterday, as a matter of fact. He was interesting. And another guy named Tim Cook. Do you know who Tim Cook is?
No, I don't think so.
Tim Cook is, I'll give you a hint, a few years ago, wasn't last year, but maybe last year too, but a few years ago, Tim Cook, his annual earnings for the year were $387 million for the year. He was a classmate of mine at Auburn. We sat in class together every day. My development people at Cumberland tell me now, they said, Paul, you should have been a lot nicer to that guy when you were friends with him at Auburn. He's the CEO of Apple Computer.
Oh,
and
okay.
He interestingly, if you just do some back of the envelope math on his earnings a couple of years ago, if you had docked his pay that year by $1 million a day for every day of the year, he still made over $50,000 a day just a couple of years ago.
Well, how did you get to Cumberland?
I'll give you the short version of that story. I worked primarily. I'm an engineer by training. I have a pocket protector most of the time in my pocket. I love math and science, and so when I got out of engineering school, my first job out of undergrad was working in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, and I worked in Oak Ridge at the Y-12 nuclear weapons plant. And then I went to the K-25 gaseous diffusion plant, and then I worked at the Oak Ridge National Laboratory. And they paid for me, Lockheed Martin paid for me to go to graduate school at UT. And that was a great deal for me. They paid all my expenses. And when I finished my doctoral degree, I left Oak Ridge and moved into industry. And I went to work for a printing company in Atlanta, Georgia, moved back to Atlanta. And worked for a printing company, moved up in that company, became vice president for the Southeast region, was traveling all the time. Ended up leaving that company to go to work with some friends of mine. We started our own company. 5 of us got together and started a company in Atlanta, Georgia. And we were in what I call the trinkets and trash business. In fact, Cracker Barrel was one of our biggest customers. And we sold them all that stuff in their old country stores. Well, not all of it, but a lot of those, flags and picture frames and candles and all that. We sold through B2B, wholesale, gift marts in Atlanta. And we had gift marts in Atlanta, Chicago, D.C., L.A., Cincinnati, Dallas. We had 18 of them around the country.
Wow.
And so anyway, we sold that business. Unfortunately, I didn't make enough money to retire. And I was teaching for Georgia State University at the time, and I went to work for Georgia Pacific in Atlanta, Georgia. This is more than you wanted to know. I told you I was going to make it brief, and I haven't already. But Georgia Pacific bought a company up here in Lebanon, Tennessee called American Corrugated. Asked me to come up and run that, and that's how I got here to Lebanon.
Well, that still doesn't tell us how you got to Cumberland, but...
I didn't even answer your question. I talked a long time, didn't answer your question. I'm like a politician.
You had an opportunity to do something at Cumberland.
Harville Eaton, my predecessor, hired me as an adjunct professor at Cumberland University. I was teaching at MTSU also while running this company called American Corrugated right down over on Maddox Simpson Parkway. And then when the dean of the business school at Cumberland retired, Harville asked me if I would take the job full-time as dean of the business school, and I thought it was a great opportunity, so I jumped on it, and that's how I got to Cumberland.
And so the rest is history, and most of us know a little bit about that. Dr. Paul Stum is with us. We've got to take a break right here on Coleman & Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Bates Ford and that regular oil change, $39.95 up to 5 quarts oil, tax and disposal, in their brand new location, 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It's really starting to get busy out here now on 24, especially coming out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, headed towards Nashville on 24 up through the Hickory Hollow area. There was a stalled vehicle. TDOT was behind it a few minutes ago on 24 westbound near 840 out there in Rutherford County as it starts to bunch up over here in Hermitage. That's what we're looking at. Heavy traffic now on 40 westbound over here at Central Pike. Hey, don't miss it this holiday season. Enchanted Garden of Lights at Rock City in Chattanooga. Log on today, crockcity.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing.
This Friday and Saturday, December 1st and 2nd, The Jewelers is having our biggest trunk show ever. If you've been in our store, you've definitely seen the Kordansky line. Cutting-edge styles that most stores just dream about. Amazing colored gemstones, gorgeous diamond jewelry. And for 2 days only, we've got it all. Come by this Friday from 10 till 6 and Saturday 9 to 3 for this exclusive 2-day-only event. The Jewelers is located at 105 Signature Place, or find us online at myjewelerrocks.com. We may not be the biggest, but we think we're the perfect size just for you.
When it comes to Medicare plans designed to meet your needs and budget, there's no place like Farm Bureau Health Plans. We've got Medicare Advantage plans, Medicare supplements, Part D, dental, vision, designed with folks like you in mind. Visit our office at 214 North Castle Heights here in Lebanon. You can see Charlotte Webster for your Medicare or other health plan needs. You can always get a quote for auto, home, life insurance, and also commercial insurance. And again, West Dugan, Farm Bureau, Castle Heights office.
Well, again, good morning and thanks for listening. Coleman and Company featuring Dr. Paul Stum this morning from Cumberland University. Now, we've talked pretty much about what you've done in your life and got you to Cumberland here. And I want to say this. We appreciate Rusty Richardson coming out here once a month and bringing somebody from Cumberland. I think we have helped expose even more what's going on up there. And Rusty does a great job here on the program, and I think he does a great job for you as well.
He does indeed. Rusty, I call him a utility infielder for us because he wears so many hats, like a lot of people do. Ron Pavin, I was with Ron yesterday. He and I mentioned I woke up in Gulf Shores, Alabama. He and I went down together. We flew down Tuesday afternoon to watch our women's soccer team play in the national championship tournament down there. They made it to the round of Sweet 16 and got eliminated there. But they had a great season, won the conference championship. I'm so proud of those young ladies.
Absolutely. Well, there's so many things we could talk about, but it seems like when you took over as president, you're already familiar with the landscape. I think there were a lot of good people already in place, but you've made some changes and you've had record enrollment. The Tennessee Promise, I think, has been a great asset for Cumberland, and you've made good use of that. But you're, Dr. Stum, seems like you're just on a roll.
We're in a great place, Coleman. I got to tell you, you mentioned the people. It's always about the people, and we've assembled a great team of folks at Cumberland. You mentioned Rusty Richardson. You've had a number of others. Thank you for that, for allowing them to come and be on the radio. But you know, this university is part and parcel of this community, and we love this community. Christy and I love this community in which we live, but this university is, I talk to people sometimes about who owns the university. We don't think about that very often because we don't have shares of stock. Nobody has equity in Cumberland University. We have a board of trustees. There are 33 of them. I work for 33 great people, including Sam Hatcher, who's the chairman of my board, previous chairman W.P. Bone, and previous chairman Bob McDonald, who was on your radio show yesterday. But the trustees don't own the university either. None of them have any equity in the university. The university is really owned by this community. And so our mission is to help transform young lives through the power of education, but our mission is to support and help build this wonderful community in which we live.
Well, you have some feeder, I not be a poor word, but feeder programs. I want to think you're into some of the high schools where people can actually have some college credit while they're in high school. That and you've mentioned not available in all over Middle Tennessee like it is here.
No, it's not. And you mentioned really two of the four at least biggest areas where we've grown our enrollment, and we've been focused on growing our enrollment. And I appreciate your mentioning that. We this year for the first time surpassed 3,000 students. We're at 3,072 at our fall census date, and we're going to continue to grow. I got to tell you, my goal for next year is 3,500 students. And so we grew almost 20% this last year, and I anticipate we'll get close to that again next year. If we get to 3,500, it'll be about 18%.
There are several schools. I know you have the nursing school, the Labrie, the business thing, I believe. I know very little about.
We have 3 academic schools.
Right, okay.
We have 3, and they're all named now. The most recent one is the Oakley School, the Oakley School of Humanities, Education, and the Arts. We have the Labrie School of Science, Technology, and Business. And then we have the Rudy School of Nursing and Health Professions. And those all three have great academic deans that oversee them and a strong faculty. We've got about 500 employees now at Cumberland University, and about half of those are faculty and about half staff. We have some great support personnel, contract folks who do our food service and security and maintenance. We've got a great director of security, Mr. Scotty Lewis, who's a retired police chief out of Smith County. in Carthage. But back to your comment a minute ago, the areas where we've grown include dual enrollment and early college. And now we allow high school students at any of the high schools in the county and several surrounding counties to participate in college courses while they're still in high school. And the early college program, and Rusty's talked about this, I know, but that allows students to actually complete their associate degree at the same time they finish their high school diploma. So they can go right into the junior and senior year of college, and they're 2 years ahead of everybody else in their class. We're doing that at Green Hill High School in Mount Juliet right now, where all those students get to take college courses at Green Hill High School. Side by, get to eat lunch in the cafeteria with their high school friends. But they're going to a separate wing of the high school to take all college classes for their whole junior and senior year at the high school.
Is that something you think is going to grow? You're going to be doing more of that?
It absolutely is. And Tennessee's a little behind some of the other states. The states of Florida and Georgia in particular are a little ahead of us. They started this in Florida first, at least 20 years ago. And then the state of Georgia has adopted it, and it's just now coming to Tennessee, and I'm certain more and more people will be picking up on this.
Well, education obviously is what it's all about, but your surroundings, the landscape, the facilities, they play a role there too. I don't think a lot of people want to come to some drab, dull-looking place if they can go to something that is. And Cumberland, it's a beautiful campus. You've enhanced it greatly, and I have an idea with some of the property that you have been able to buy adjacent to it. We're going to see some even more beauty.
Well, we're working on that every single day. We believe that the curb appeal, as the realtors like to call it, is very important. And we're working on beautifying our campus. We're working on expanding our campus, much to the chagrin of a few of our neighbors. They've been great to work with, but understandably, some of our neighbors are concerned about our growth. We're continuing to buy all the surrounding properties to the campus that we can. In fact, we're closing on one more later this morning. We're buying a house, and a lot of our neighbors that are seeing our growth, they're recognizing that we need those houses, we need those properties, and frankly, we're filling them all up. We've had more on-campus residential students this year than we've ever had before, too. That just comes with growth. But we are expanding. We're expanding the campus. We're beautifying the campus. We're trying to upgrade all of our facilities. We're spending millions of dollars every year on maintaining and improving our facilities.
What about parking?
Parking and housing are two of our biggest concerns, and parking is a challenge. We're putting in right now over on what we call the Cumberland Corner property. That's at the corner of Leeville Pike and what's the name of that street? It's bordered by Martin, Leeville Pike, and Greenwood. Is that the name of the street that's on this? Yeah. So, but those we're putting in a temporary parking lot over there. We've been working with the city because we just are out of parking. And we're putting in a temporary parking lot. Our intent is within the next few years to build some new buildings. We want to do residence halls, some new academic buildings, and maybe even some retail, a little coffee shop or bookstore on those properties. So it'll be a mixed use kind of area.
But you're still Memorial Hall and that tower-like there, that you can see it for a good ways off, maybe a few miles out.
You can see it from a long way. In fact, I use it. It and the nuclear cooling tower out in Smith County are great landmarks. When I'm flying my little single-engine airplane back into Lebanon, like I did yesterday from Gulf Shores, I can see that tower from miles and miles away. It's a great landmark for you. You're coming into Lebanon.
So your goal is 3,500 people next fall.
I think we'll hit it. And I'll tell you how we'll hit it. We're going to continue to do what I call our blocking and tackling. Just our transfer student enrollment is up this year, and it'll be up again next year. We're getting more and more transfer students. Our dual enrollment and early college students are up dramatically this year. They'll continue to rise. We have a young lady named Amy Grant. Her husband, John Grant, runs the Compassionate Hands program. Amy works for us and runs our dual enrollment program. She's magnificent. But the other area that we're really growing in are some new STEM-related graduate programs. I think Rusty's mentioned these on the air too, but we have new programs, a Master of Science in Information Technology Management, a Master of Science in Engineering Management, and a Master of Science in Computer Science. Those three are all new graduate programs. The MSITM, just by way of example, we started it earlier this summer, this calendar year. We started it in May with a group of 16 students. By the fall, the beginning of this semester, We had over 150 students in that program. And we're anticipating over 250 in January when we start up month after next.
Well, it's kind of, I won't say it's been a secret ever, but it seems to me that maybe word is getting out more and better now than ever before about what all Cumberland has to offer. Would you agree with that?
Well, I hope that's the case, and I want to thank you for allowing us again to be on your radio show as often as you do, because word gets out a lot from this great radio station. We love WANT-FM, and we're grateful for all the support we get out of this magnificent community. People support everything we do. We've got the choir concert coming up this weekend. We've got the Burt Coble Singers coming up next weekend. We've got Notes for Nurses coming up in early in the next calendar year. We've got Phoenix Ball every year. This past Tuesday, day before yesterday, was Giving Tuesday, and people throughout this community gave money to support our institution, and we're so grateful for the support. We couldn't operate without the generosity of the people in this community.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today. I mean, Rusty could have had you out. He didn't, and I thought, hey, it's time we have him not guest host, but be our guest. So
thank you.
Thank you very much. Dr. Paul Stum, President of Cumberland University, and that's part one of Coleman & Company. We've got more, so please keep it here, FM 98.9.
All right, let's go ahead and see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Absolute Kubota, they have a deal designed to keep you ahead of schedule. Check out the world's #1 selling compact excavator, plus 0% financing. It's going on now until the end of the year. 1506 West Main. Now in traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. They're behind a vehicle over here on 65 southbound at Trinity Lane. All it's doing is aggravating that heavy traffic flow that's trying to get down through there right now on 65 south again at Trinity Lane. It's heavy in Hermitage as we stare at it live on 40 westbound up by Central Pike. You got all that heavy traffic coming in from Wilson County. Also starting to be a little bit heavy on 24 westbound at Bell Road coming in from Rutherford County. Princess Hot Chicken is hiring at all 4 locations. They're also catering this holiday season. Check them out at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
And now, a moment of silence to remember our dear friend.
Sorry. Oh, man. Life can be uncomfortable. Your home doesn't have to be. With a wide range of air conditioners, furnaces, and heat pumps, Rheem makes it easy to feel comfortable, even when you can't be comfortable.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
Hey, this is Paul with Bates Ford. Have I got some exciting news for you? Bates Ford's moved into our new location at 1780 Franklin Road. That's right, Bates Ford's at 1780 Franklin Road, just off Hartman Drive and Interstate 40. We've got a much larger selection of vehicles to choose from, a state-of-the-art double-sized service department. So come see us at 1780 Franklin Road. That's Bates Ford, 615-444-8221. Bates Ford, the dealer will trade for anything that don't eat.
Starting off today with mostly sunny skies, warming up to a high of around 60 today. South winds could gust up to 20 miles per hour at times. Tonight, we'll see showers mainly after midnight, low of around 42, winds continuing to gust. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm Stormy Clausen.
Coleman & Company, welcome to part 2. Here on a Thursday morning. Each Thursday morning at this time, we feature A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction, and some of their people are with us each Thursday morning. Located at 728 West Main in Lebanon. Their phone number is
615-444-0909.
Find them on the web at agandjohnson.com. Well, you just heard Helene Singer-Cash. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
And we have Hayden White with us this morning. Hayden, good
morning, Mr. Coleman.
And I hope things are going well for you.
I'm pretty tired. We had a sale yesterday, so I'm still trying to catch back up.
Well, we missed you, of course, last week with Thanksgiving. We do not do a program on Thanksgiving Day and the Friday after, a little time off. So it's been 2 weeks since we talked about A.G. & Johnson here on our program. But, Hayden, good to see you again. I hope you get caught up today. But yesterday was a busy one, huh?
Yeah, we sold a lot of equipment out there on Benders Ferry Road out in Mount Juliet. We had a good crowd. We appreciate everybody coming out and seeing us yesterday. I think I got a little windburn last night. I come through the door, and my fiance looked at me. She said, "You little red face." I said, "Baby, I've been working hard all day."
Well, you got one to talk about, an auction to talk about this morning.
We do. This Saturday, we're going to be back in Mount Juliet at 1201 Rosewood Trail. A beautiful 2-story home. It's got a basement, pull-through, drive-through garage, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Really a nice house. Could make somebody a very good first home or that forever home. Let's see here. What else you wrote in here, Helene, that's really nice about this house? It's got a wraparound porch. A lot of upgrades, finishes, including granite, hardwood, tile, stainless appliances, 2-story entrance to the foyer, open staircase. We've also got a dab of personal property as well. One thing I do want to highlight, we've got a 30-pane bookshelf that would look good in your house, Mr. Walker, your house.
30-pane bookshelf.
Yep.
All right.
And then we also got a Corvette and a, what else?
1988 Vet.
Yeah, 1988 Vet.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that from when I was
and a
youthful.
And a 2012 Chevy Traverse as well.
All right. And this is in Mount Juliet this Saturday starting at 10 o'clock?
That's right. Check it out online. We've got our pictures uploaded. If you have any questions, please feel free to call the office or call Jim Agee direct. He'll be happy to help you out as best we can.
All right. Is that the only auction we're going to talk about this morning?
I was going to say, that's the only one today.
That's the only one today, but we're always welcome to talk about auctions. If you're considering having an auction or you think you might want to have an auction, give us a call. We're happy to come down and help you walk through the steps of what it takes.
Right. The thing that we just always try to remind people, you can't call this week and have your auction next week. It takes a little while to put one together, so call ahead.
That's right.
All right. Helene, what do you have for us?
So we always talk about what I talk about the week previously, that, they're usually gone pending within a week or two. We have a new home that has going live today in South Fork Estates. It is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, sitting on just under an acre. Not a lot comes available in South Fork Estates. Yeah. So you're going to want to check this one out on the website at agandjohnson.com. It's super clean. It's a lovely home. I love how this acre just sits there, and it's a rolling acre in South Fork. Where else do you find in a subdivision just under an acre in the city limits? Mm-hmm. It's pretty rare. So 4-bedroom, 3-bath, stainless steel appliances, granite countertops, 2-story, 3,300 square feet home. So that one's going to not sit around too long. We have lots of land if you're looking to build your forever home or a new home. If you're looking to upsize or downsize, it's still a great time to look at properties. Last time I was here, we were talking about it. It is a great time to list because people are coming in to visit family, visit friends during the holidays, and they look for a new home while they're visiting. Mm-hmm. People get transferred this time of year often, so it's a great time to list your home.
All right. Well, it's easy to do, and it starts with a phone call.
615-444-0909.
Doesn't have to. You can come by, of course, and I guess you could contact through the internet as well.
Absolutely. The website is comprehensive. There's lots of information on there. Give us a call at the office. Whatever's easy and convenient for you.
Well, and again, you have a great team there. There's a number of people who are affiliated with Agee and Johnson. So there's somebody that's going to be right for you.
Absolutely.
That's what you always say.
We have lots of different skill sets, lots of different knowledge, so we'll match you up with an agent that best suits your needs.
All right. Well, good to have you both. Hayden, anything you want to say before you go? Come to your auction Saturday.
Come to our auction on Saturday, and God bless America.
Well, that's a good one to end on. Thank you so much. Hayden White, Helene Singer Cash with Agee and Johnson Realty and Auction, 728 West Main here in Lebanon. And again, their website, of course, agandjohnson.com. We're about 22 before the hour. Melanie Mentor with the Lebanon Wilson County Chamber of Commerce is joining us this morning. Andrea Wilkie is making her way in as well. So, Andrea, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Melanie, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
All right. Now, let me mention something before we get started here, because I pretty much promised Sue Vanetta I would do this today, and that is the Wilson Warriors Memorial Breakfast coming up this Saturday, December 2nd, 7 to 10 at the 7 to 10 a.m. at the National Guard Armory on Leeville Pike. And you get a ticket for $20 and attend this breakfast, and the proceeds place veterans' names on the Veterans Plaza Memorial Wall. We did a program on that last I don't know, week before last, I guess it was. But anyway, we want to keep you reminded of that. And of course, we talked yesterday about the 15th Annual Historic Places Tour coming up this Saturday, December 2nd, 5 to 8:30. And tickets in advance are $15 for that. And Kim Parks told us 7 different places that are on the tour this year. Now, what do you got for us, Melanie? Where are we going to start today?
We've got a lot for you, Coleman. You know that.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do. The first thing I just want to start out by saying is this is the last week to spend your 10 community bucks throughout Wilson County and Lebanon. So we definitely want all of the consumers who went to the 8 banks and picked up their bucks to not forget and go by and go out and shop local and shop small.
And people can take advantage of that if they pick them up. Now, it's too late to get your bucks now.
That is correct.
Because they're all gone.
That is correct.
But it's time to use them.
But I hear they've been turned in, and Andrew and I are going to be out a little bit this week. And, we really pushed the Shop Small Saturday, did a great marketing event over at the City of Lebanon with Sarah Haston, and Kim Parks was in the middle of that as well. So just really wanting to let businesses know that we are out there for them, actually not just for Small Business Saturday, but all year long.
Well, I was thinking it's probably a busy time at the Chamber of Commerce, but I don't know really when it's not a busy time.
We laughed about that the other month when I said, well, I think October is almost finished. And Andrea said, okay, Melanie. So November rolled in, and Andrea said, so what do you think, Melanie? I said, I think that October is over, but we are in November. So,
well, Andrea, how are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing fine. It's a nice day. It's a little bit colder than it's been, but nevertheless, it's Tennessee weather.
It is Tennessee weather, and it is November.
Well, it's nice to have you with us
Thank
today.
you. Thank you.
You don't come too often with Melanie, but you've been there actually longer than she has, haven't you? Quite a bit.
I have been there for a little bit. I'm working towards my 21st year at the Chamber.
How long have you been at the Chamber?
A decade next year. I'm just going to go there. I'm going to get closer to her.
10 years?
Next year will be my 10th year at the Chamber.
If you had asked me that, I'd said, 4 or 5 years, maybe 6 at the most. 10 years.
See, time flies when you're having fun.
Does. And I tell you, the older you get, the faster it seems to fly. But
not that Andrea is older and wiser, but today was her day. We want to talk about the Lebanon Christmas Parade. And if anyone knows best, it's Andrea.
All right. Well, how long have you been doing this?
The Christmas Parade? Well, since my first year at the Chamber, which was 2003. So.
Well, it's coming up this Sunday, right?
It is coming up Sunday. The weather is going to be beautiful.
Yeah, is that a
we don't say
the
R.
promise or a wish?
That is a promise. We don't think about that R word. It's not there at all.
Well,
we are going to have
it's there between now and then. But,
yes.
Okay.
We are going to kick off with a Rockin' Christmas. That is our theme this year for the Christmas Parade. And we can announce our Grand Marshal this morning, which is going to be Kason Lester.
Okay.
So we are excited. We have over 100 entries as of yesterday. I'm sure there will be a few more come in. And I would like to do a thank you to our sponsors this morning. Of course, we have to thank the City of Lebanon. And our Grand Marshal sponsor is Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. Our church division is Gross Electric. Our youth division is Gibbs Pharmacy. Cedar Stone Bank is Civic Division. Newman Dental is Commercial Division. Bank Tennessee with Small Business Division. Wilson Bank and Trust is our Presidential Award. And Liberty State Bank is our band sponsor. So
you've got a lot of sponsors there.
We do. It's a big parade.
Well, tell us how it's going, where it starts, and a little bit about it.
We start at the old Lebanon High School. We line up on Harding Drive. We pull out at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock on the dot, we are pulling out. And we travel Park Avenue to East Main Street, around the square, West Main Street, and then we end at D.T. McCall's parking lot, Liberty State, that parking lot right there.
Mm-hmm. That's at least 2 miles?
It's about 2.5 miles.
Okay.
It's a good walk if you walk it. I walked it.
Have you ever walked it, Melanie?
I have walked it. Yes, I have.
So that's about the length of it each year, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So, and people line up accordingly. I guess anywhere along there is if you can see, well, it's a pretty good place.
Yes. And there's several areas that seem to be more traffic-wise with people than others, but I think that's because of parking. But there are people all along the route. Yeah. When we go back and we have people along the parade that we can ask, okay, how was it here and here? And so there's good attendance.
Well, I think MJ and Mac, who have ties to the radio station, have something to do.
They are our MCs. You got my surprise. You didn't give me time. I was going there. I have to thank MJ and Mac. They do a great job for us.
And what are they going to be doing? I mean, that's what's this? Is it live or?
It is live, and then Tick Bryan records it, and so we do have DVDs for sale afterwards. After he'll bring us some, but they are live, and they announce the parade as it goes by, and they thank our sponsors and.
Okay, so and all this, you said your parade at least starts promptly at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
Leaving the old Lebanon High School. That's where the superintendent district or the director of school's office is, and all the operation.
Yes.
What used to be Lebanon High School.
What used to be.
Right. Okay.
And I just want to add, if you have a float, to please get there before 12 o'clock or just before 12, because they will start.
Judging begins at 12, yes.
So we want to make sure your float is intact when those judges come by so they can get the full picture of what you are rocking the Christmas with.
Now, Coleman, where are you going to be at watching
Where am
the
I
parade?
going to be? That's a good... You do know I'm a Titans fan. We got to take a break. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Bates Ford and the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. $59.95, up to 5 quarts oil, tax and disposal, tire rotation, and safety check. Open in their brand new location, 1780 Franklin Road. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. There's a couple of accidents out here. It's still moving right now. 24 coming in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County. It's gotten a little bit heavy there in Williamson County on 840 in the Paynesville area. 65 south starting to slow at times through Millersville. It's pretty heavy over here now as we stare at it live on 40 westbound through Hermitage trying to get past Central Pike coming in from Wilson County. Hey, Prince's Hot Chicken is hiring at all 4 locations. Order online today at princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
This Friday and Saturday, December 1st and 2nd, the Jewelers is having our biggest trunk show ever. If you've been in our store, you've definitely seen the Kordansky line. Cutting-edge styles that most stores just dream about. Amazing colored gemstones, gorgeous diamond jewelry. And for 2 days only, we've got it all. Come by this Friday from 10 till 6 and Saturday 9 to 3 for this exclusive 2-day-only event. The Jewelers is located at 105 Signature Place, or find us online at myjewelerrocks.com. We may not be the biggest, but we think we're the perfect size just for you.
Hello, we are A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction, community trusted since 1977.
One of the real joys of the holiday season is the opportunity to say thank you. Thank you for your business.
And most importantly, your trust in us.
From everyone at A.G. & Johnson, we wish you a happy holiday season.
Merry Christmas! Happy New Year!
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Happy holiday season!
We continue. Thanks for joining us here on this Thursday morning. We're featuring the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce, Melanie Minter, Andrew Wilkie is here. And mostly we've talked about the Christmas parade coming up Sunday. Anything else about that? Are we ready to move on, or you got more to talk about there?
I do just want to thank Public Safety and the Police Department and all they do to help us throughout the parade route. I know Andrea mentioned the City of Lebanon, but we do really thank them. Of course, they are a partner, and we could not do it without them.
Yes, definitely.
But as far as I know, it's always been safe, and it's a parade. Most parades go mostly without incident, and hopefully it'll be the same again.
It's going to be the same. It's going to be good, and I encourage everyone to find your spot and come out and watch the parade, and the Titans will be on the radio. I'm sorry.
All right. What else do we need to talk about?
Well, we can talk about a few other calendar events. I do just want to mention that as Andrea does line up the parade, we work on the float, the other part of the staff, but just want to thank the whole staff for working on this big, large project, because it is something that is grand to us. But what makes it most important is to see the little children and the families that get to come out, and it kind of starts their Christmas time, as you will say. So we're thankful that we can do that as a Chamber of Commerce. Not all chambers of commerce have that privilege to be able to put on a parade. So we just are thankful that we.
Well, we really haven't. You have a lot of floats. What about bands? You got some.
We do.
The composition of the parade. If you want to mention a little bit about that before we move on.
I don't have the exact number of floats, but we do have floats. We do have 3 bands. We have, of course, you always have your antique cars, and then you'll have a few of your car groups, and the Jeeps. They've seemed to have become a really big hit, and they decorate and pass out their candy. And, of course, you have businesses that promote themselves in the parade, and your walkers, and they're all dressed up and handing out candy, and that's...
Well, a lot of times elected officials get into it.
Our elected officials we can't forget them. I believe that WEMA or Wilson County is going to show off their new ladder truck that they have, so they were really excited about that when I talked to them. And so... and you have to, your Grand Marshal, music, lots of music and fun. And I have to thank the volunteers, because it takes a lot behind the scenes to get everyone staged and pulled out where they should be and in the lineup. And so we have to thank our volunteers. We have about 30 volunteers that show up on Sunday morning to help. We have to thank Ian Isabel. He'll start his duties around 3:30 that morning, so putting out cones and signs. And so when everybody gets there and everybody's in their spots, it's a well-oiled run machine. And
well,
it's good.
I know you have some deadlines, and I'm just wondering, is it too late to get into the parade?
It is not too late. Our deadline was yesterday, but if someone wants to get in, they can still come by the office and get an application.
Okay, and find out what they need to do otherwise. But the
lineup has begun, but it's not finalized. It will be, I'm hoping, in the morning. But there's always last-minute changes.
Okay.
Like you said earlier, I think the fun part is, Coleman, you were asked what happens at the very end. And the fun part about that is when the last horse passes through and we know that we're on a roll with the parade, that Andrea and I do. I mean, we get in our cars, we go swiftly. We don't go too fast if the police departments listen to us. But we go swiftly down, and we get to watch at least 3/4 of the parade to see, how the parade's doing, what we can do for improvements next year. And, of course, we get feedback as well. So,
well, you do have, as you mentioned, a number of sponsors here. And I guess if you didn't have people doing that, you probably couldn't do it.
That's right.
That's true.
Okay. Melanie, what else we need to talk about?
Just a reminder, the November the 24th through the December 3rd. So the last chance you can use your bucks are on Sunday. I do know there are some stores that are open throughout Wilson County and Lebanon. So please stop by.
That's a good reminder there, because if you went to the trouble, not the trouble, but if you took time to go get your bucks, you want to take advantage.
Yes.
I believe each one of them is $10. So
that's right.
You save some money there. So if you've taken time to get one, go and use them. And of course, you're probably going to spend a little bit more, and the merchants are going to appreciate that too.
That's right. That's right. It's all about shopping local and bringing in those dollars. December 1st, Wilson County Young Professionals, so that's in the morning. We also have a ribbon cutting this morning over at Goodwill. Socialize with Senator Mark Pody is on December the 1st, and we also have a ribbon cutting with Tropical Smoothie Cafe, grand opening. So that will be coming up tomorrow as well. December 3rd, of course, is the Christmas parade. December the 9th, you'll want to join the Square Merchants on the Square for Sip, Shop, and Stroll. December the 12th is the Island Breeze Bistro ribbon cutting. December 12th is our last business after hours. And Dempsey, Van Treese, and Follis always like to make sure that they end our year with their business after hours. So it is Tuesday, December the 12th from 5 to 6:30 at 724 West Main Street.
Well, is there a point in the month of December when you kind of have reached a place where there's not as much activity till the first of the year, or are you active, just as active? Are you just
December
as active
the 30th? December the 30th.
We are just as active the last day of the year as we are we did get January 1st off, but we are. We have to continue what we're doing. We're in planning stages and been in planning stages for 2024 actually since April of this year. So we have to continue to plan, continue to book event centers, do things, so we are constantly rolling on a daily basis with things that we can do to help our community and help our businesses and our industry.
Well, I'm sure there's some other things you want to mention, but let me ask you this. The landscape changes a little bit from time to time. Now, the two of you have been there for, between you, 30 years or close to it. But you have some others who are not there as long. Who else is in your office?
Well, we have Shay Moore. So she is our office coordinator, and she is currently doing marketing and communications. And she is a graduate and got a master's from Cumberland University. And then we also have Stephanie Hollis McCaleb, and she is our support that is in the back room. So she runs around for us and helps us do all the events that we do and make sure that everything is just right for us.
So the four of you?
The four of us right now.
You looking for somebody?
Well, we actually have a new employee that will start on tomorrow. Friday. Yes. Sarah Perry will be joining our team. She will be our marketing. So we're excited to have Sarah join us.
So 5 people then kind of make up
4.5.
More, yes, 4.5.
Stephanie calls herself part-time. But we tend to like for her to say part-time.
Yeah. All right.
We're trying to move her to full-time, part-time.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Yes.
I interrupted you. What else you got?
That's fine. No, I do want to mention our nonprofit, which is a very successful roundtable, is December 14th. So if you are a nonprofit and you've never visited our roundtable, please do. It's at the Chamber, and it is at 8:30 in the morning. And then also on December 14th, we're happy to announce our Women in the Lead. Lunch and Learn will be Mastering the Art of Influence. Our guest speaker will be Diane Canada. She is a national TV commentator, Lady Up America podcast host, and author. So this will be a very exciting lunch and learn, and we want everybody to come and listen to her. It will be at Sammy B's, 705 Cadet Court in Lebanon. It's $20 per person. You can go on our website and get a ticket for that. It is from 11:30 to 1. Our partners with the Women in the Lead, our presenting sponsor is Ascend Federal Credit Union, and our promotional partners are Lebanon City Lifestyle and Mount Juliet City Lifestyle.
What's the date on that again?
It is December the 14th.
Okay.
And I would like to encourage all women, if you have not attended a Women in the Lead series or are part of it, we're really looking forward to this. They're all good, but just come be a part. Come be a part of it.
Yeah, we want everybody to come and enjoy what we are doing over at the Chamber.
All right.
Save the date. So this is what we've been working on for months and months. January 25th, 2024 is our century's biggest celebration. We'll be 100 years old as a chamber, so 1924. It was actually September the 5th, 1924, but we will be celebrating all year long.
Yeah.
And that will be coming up on the radio in December. We'll be telling you all about our year-long celebration. We actually have a timeline. We have a magazine. So
Yeah, you have a publication that is about to go to print.
that's right. And this will be a special edition. So everyone will want this publication.
And if you haven't been approached or you want an ad or you want to know more about it, call the chamber.
You can definitely call the chamber.
615-444-5503, right?
That's right.
All right. We got 55 seconds. You got.
I'll just give a little brief highlights of some things that we're going to do before we come back in December. But what we're going to do is we're going to have a timeline of something every month. So we will be in each city. We will have we have different things that are surprises. We'll be doing a mural unveiling at some point. We'll be doing proclamations in every city throughout Wilson County to celebrate. For example, November, we're thankful for our members, so we'll be doing a members giving. So we're going to start in April, 100 members for 100 days. So these are just little tidbits. We've really thought it out. We have a great committee. We're super excited about next year, and I just want to thank those people that are on that committee, and you know who you are. I just thank you so much for helping, because this has been a major project, but we're going to have a lot of fun in 2024.
Right. And 100 years, that is something to celebrate.
It is.
None of us were there then, but we have pictures and memories. And
we have lots of pictures and lots of memories.
all right. Well, thank you all both for being with us today.
Thank you.
Melanie Minter, President, CEO, Lebanon, Wilson County Chamber of Commerce, and Andrea Wilkie, we didn't get your title, but
Vice President, Membership and Finance.
all right. Thank you both. That's it for Thursday, and we hope you'll join us tomorrow. Till then, I wish you a terrific day.